Freedom, yeah, woo! America, let's go! Freedom! America, fuck yeah! I know that was an interesting start to the video. I was almost thinking about like fully committing to it, but then I realized I'm in public. Not like necessarily in public, but I am like in my car in public. I feel like people would be looking at me if I fully committed to it, if I just started yelling, America! So, you know what? Maybe it's best to not do that. So, you got the half-baked version there. I just wanted to start it differently. It came to me, and I was just thinking of this video idea. It just came to me. Like, what if I just make the whole thing just like fucking America? Because, I mean, to be fair, Americans talk a lot about their freedom. Because I would know, because I am an American. So, you know, gotta say that, you know, we have so much freedom. But to be like 100% honest, I mean, like, technically we do have more freedom in a lot of other countries, because like some countries you can't say shit. you can't criticize a politician. You can't just be like, hey man, I fucking hate you. You can't just say that to a politician. You'll get fucking arrested or some shit. And, you know, there's hate speech laws and all sorts of shit that doesn't exist in America, but also kind of does exist in America. But it's just that, I mean, in America, if you have money, then it doesn't matter. So that's how it is. That's just how it is now. You can do all sorts of shady crypto things. And as long as you got money, doesn't matter. You just gotta say the right things to the right people, and boom. I try not to look into that stuff too much, but I don't know. Yesterday, I was like, I'm just gonna watch some videos. I just saw that one that CoffeeZilla made, and I was just like, oh, wow. That is, or I think it was CoffeeZilla. I think CoffeeZilla made a video about the Binance guy getting fucking pardoned. Just insane. But yeah, great start to the video here. Ironically, I'm not actually gonna really be talking about freedom in that way, but more so just kind of the feeling of freedom I have, because even though I still am. Even though I am an American, I never really felt like I had freedom for a very long time. Which, I guess, is ironic, because I made that one video a couple months ago, called My Last Day as a Free Man. Where, I mean, I did have freedom. I did have a lot of freedom, to be fair, because I was driving and stuff. I'll get to all that later, but it's funny, because I definitely feel like I have a little more freedom now. Even though, in a lot of ways, freedom can also be kind of restricting, as I'll get to. That was originally kind of a video idea I had, was to just kind of talk about that specific concept, but I've kind of evolved it into just talking about freedom in general, because it just kind of, I feel like it hit me a little today, just thinking about it, like, yeah, you know what, it's kind of nice to have freedom. So basically, I just feel pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say my whole life is perfect or anything, but I definitely am in the best spot that I've been in a long time, maybe ever, to be honest, because I have such a large degree of freedom now that I didn't have before, because I used to fucking just not really have a lot of freedom. Especially, like, the past couple years. It just fucking sucks to not feel like you have freedom to do the things you want to do and to be the person that you want to be. Because when I made a lot of my main channel videos, I kind of had to suppress a lot of it and hide a lot of it because I was always, I guess, afraid, and I always felt like I didn't have freedom in that sense where it's like I could be myself. So I was always afraid of other people judging me. Even now, I still kind of have that because, like, on my Discord, I always would do like very ironic images, which wasn't. I mean, part of it was that I like there was when I was playing Greatest Attorney Chronicles, I think it's like the second case. There's like a guy with a snake, and I took a screenshot of the snake and I put it as my profile picture because I thought it was funny. And I had that as my profile picture for a while. But I never really had like a definitive profile picture on Discord because it always just kind of felt weird being, I guess, that vulnerable maybe, and like that sort of thing. I might kind of delve into that further in a whole other video. Maybe, I don't know. But the point of it is that I never felt like I could really be myself, and I still struggle with that. I really want to change my Discord username and my Discord profile picture. I actually did put my YouTube channel in the in my Discord bio, and a couple people have seen it, but for the most part, I still have not changed my profile picture or anything, because I guess I'm just kind of worried about what people would think, about what people would say, you know? I guess it's stupid, right? But in a lot of other ways, I'm a lot more free than I used to be. So that's always an amazing thing. I like being free. Which, speaking of which, I'm hoping that I'm not gonna get blocked in. And if I do, then I'll probably pause the recording and fucking... Because I feel like there's gonna be a chance I get blocked in if a bunch of people start showing up here. I'm gonna be a little pissed. I'm gonna get the fuck out before I get blocked in, because I'm not good at judging where my car is in relation to other cars when, like, I have to, like, back up. So I'm always fucking worried I'm gonna hit somebody. So that's why I'm always worried about getting blocked in here. It's kind of ironic given the topic, but yeah. I have not really had a lot of freedom for a long time because I was just always sort of restricted, and it was partially self-imposed because I never felt like I could do normal things. I never felt like I could drive, for example. But it was something I didn't know how I was gonna be able to move past. But I talked about it in that whole 2.5 hour 25-year-old loser video about how just that one moment of confidence really just kind of changed everything. And I still do fully believe in that, because things have never been the same since then. And a big part of that was actually kind of starting to, maybe, I guess you can say technically I had freedom before, because I kind of did. Or, well, I had the opportunity to get freedom, but I never actually took the opportunity to exercise that freedom. And so now I'm able to exercise it more. I'm able to go drive places, and now I have a job. So now I have financial freedom because I can spend my money however I want. And because of that, I've actually been able to do a lot of other things too. Because, for example, I mentioned it in that other video. I might have mentioned it like 2 or 3 times, to be honest. But there's the whole thing where I spent like $80 on 3 shirts at Macy's, which is like, what? Why did you buy 3 shirts for $80? But number 1, they were on sale for a pretty fucking good price. Number 2, I like the shirts. But number 3, it kind of felt like it was a way for me to sort of express that freedom, because before it always felt bad to ask for things, and I especially do not like asking for expensive things. Like when I got my latest piece, or my latest gaming PC, I went for a pretty like mid-range-ish sort of build. Now it's pretty out of date because it's still like AM4, and I have a GPU that's probably like 2 or 3 generations old at this point. But then again, it's like I'm not really in need of a crazy GPU anyway. I don't think that's something I care about. Like some people, they can't play games unless like ultra graphics, 144 FPS or some shit. It's like, as long as it's 120 FPS for me, that's all I really care about, because it just plays smooth. And I don't know, I never really noticed that much about the graphical stuff. When I was getting a PC, I was like, I don't need something that's super high end. I'm okay with just basic, not basic, but solid PC that's gonna last me a while. And that's what I do. And like when it came to clothes, it's like I don't want super expensive clothes. I just kind of want stuff that's fine. But now that it's my own money, it's like, well, I mean, I can do whatever I want with it. It's my money. I worked for it. I earned it. Nobody can tell me what to do with my own money. So I'm going to go spend it. So I've been buying new clothes. Like I had this jacket that was a gift for years. And I've always kind of hated wearing it because it's kind of like this almost biker-ish jacket. And it has like Mario's face on it. But it never really was something I liked. Like, it always felt kind of cringe, I guess. I always hated wearing it. And so I ended up getting this jacket, which is the same one I was wearing in the Pokeball video. I got this jacket because I was like, I want a new jacket. I want something that's kind of me. And for me, I just wanted something doesn't really have a design on it, or like a logo or design or anything like that. Something that kind of fits what I feel like I am. I guess kind of going back to the whole identity crisis video a little bit too. But I just wanted something that felt like it was me. And I mean, to be honest, it wasn't even that like expensive a jacket. It's not like I spent like $200 on this thing or something. It was like $60 maybe. I don't know. Something like that. But I mean, does its job. I don't know. I think it's a pretty nice jacket. I really like it. Glad I got it. But the point of me talking about fucking clothes for like 3 minutes here is that now I've got the freedom to buy the stuff that I want. And that is fucking awesome. And there are some limitations to a lot of the freedom I have, because, for example, a lot of my freedom is tied to a car. My car stops working or something. Whatever happens that I can't use the car, well, there goes a lot of my fucking freedom. Which, I mean, I guess we do have multiple cars, but, like, the problem is they're trucks. I hate trucks, man. I just can't. Can't do trucks. They're just so annoying because of the big front end, and, like, they just... The fucking back is also weird as well. I don't know. I just could never do it. I'm just glad I have a car. I like cars, not trucks. Especially when they're fucking gigantic and it's like, okay, do you really need this to be this gigantic? Like, how many children are you trying to run over? Let's, like, come on. But, anyways, I feel like that sort of thing could be a little scary, I guess, when your freedom is tied to something so heavily. But it also kind of makes that thing special and important, I guess, so you want to take good care of it. But also freedom can be limiting too, because I don't even have to feel the full effect of this, because I don't have to pay rent or anything. But when you work, you have to pay off stuff, so you have to pay off bills, and you have to pay off, God, it's always so weird when people just, like, go by so slow. What the hell, man? Like, are they looking at me? I don't get it. I don't know why fucking people will do that sometimes. But, like, I don't have to pay rent. I don't have to pay bills. So, it's kind of nice in that sense. But, for people that actually do have to pay those things, it's kind of fucked, because a lot of your economic freedom is tied to that, to however you can pay that, because if you can't pay it, then, well, you're cooked. Guess you're getting kicked out of wherever you live, or losing whatever you have that you're paying bills for. And that kind of fucking sucks. I don't envy being in that position for sure. But it does feel nice to have freedom for sure. And it does come with some downsides and some adulting things and all that, but like, it just feels nice to have freedom, because for years I was just kind of stuck at home. And I mean, to be fair, I was playing Pokemon Go, so like, sometimes I would just have days where I'm like, yeah, I'm just getting the fuck out of here. I don't want to be home. I want to go outside and just go to my local park and walk around for a while, because I can't be here. Because I just, being at home, it is just a headache a lot of the time. Because I talked about how, like, my setup is not great. Like, my whole room setup is not great. Because first off, it's gonna be me fucking venting about this shit at this point. But my room sucks. Because number one, it's small. Number two, it's right next to the room where my parents are in most of the day, the kitchen. Like, I'm talking that maybe, let me think. Usually around 10 or 11 is when they're not there anymore, usually. So from about 11 to maybe to like 10, so like almost 12 hours worth of not having people in the room right next to me, which sucks on the one hand, because like, I wouldn't be able to make these videos if there's some fucking person standing right next to me fucking watching, or even just listening to me in fucking earshot. I wouldn't be able to fucking do it. And it's hard for me to do things when I feel like there's somebody watching me, or somebody that's kind of paying attention to me. It just kind of feels weird, you know? And so when I had to make a lot of my old videos, it was like me having to get up early, making sure nobody's around, and just trying to get it done. And then that's not mentioning the days where I'd start recording and then just fucking landscaper just, and then fucking, it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm done recording. Great. I fucking, oh, God. But the that alone already is annoying. But then there's also the fact my parents can be pretty loud a lot of the time. We also have dogs, so sometimes they're loud, and then sometimes my parents are loud because of the dogs. And my parents also watch all this stuff that I mentioned a little bit in that 2.5 hour video again about fucking, QAnon garbage and all that sort of thing. The red pill, truth nuke. Oh my god, Trump is so based. That sort of thing where it's like I don't really mind that much if you're watching some person. It's a whole other thing when you're fucking having to listen to these motherfuckers that are just like, they're fucking, number one, plenty of them are probably grifters that don't even bother to believe in this shit, but they're just saying it because they know they're gonna get money and because they know they're gonna get views and clout and all that. And then there's the other side where they actually believe in this shit and they're just fucking actually insane. Where like they do not believe in fucking reality. That's crazy to me. But it's like I don't care what political sort of affiliation you have, but it's just fucking the way that these fucking people act is fucking delusional. And having to fucking hear that shit, it kind of drives you batshit insane. Which is why I would want to leave the house a lot. And also, the other thing about my room, too, is that because my room is small, as I mentioned, I have a door that's not actually like a door. It's... Because usually a door, right, is something that covers a whole fucking doorway. But my door is like a closet door, kind of. It's like, it like folds into two parts. So it's not as big as a door. It doesn't take up as much room as a door. But the problem is that it doesn't really dampen a lot of the noise. Like there's not really a full wall there, so a lot of the noise just goes through what would be the door. So it fucking is annoying. It's an annoying situation, to say the least. It's not easy to be in that room all the time. And so I never felt like I had freedom. Like I always wanted to do stuff. For example, I wanted to make these videos. And guess who can't make those videos when you got somebody fucking like feeling like they're hovering over you? Can't make fucking videos. Can't, I mean, honestly, I just felt like I couldn't fucking do anything, to be honest, because I just felt like there's always people fucking watching over my shoulder. And it also was just distracting having to fucking hear all the nonsense I mentioned before. It was just really fucking annoying. And just, I couldn't focus, I couldn't do anything. And so that's why usually my escape was just kind of fucking video games. But I had pretty much no freedom apart from going out and playing Pokemon Go. But even with that, there are some days where it's raining. There are some days where it's fucking snowing. And some days where there's fucking ice all over the ground. It's like, I don't think I want to slip and crack my skull open today. Let me not do that. There are some days where, I mean, there are some days where I fucking just don't want to what the hell is going on? Just fucking yelling, just going, what the fuck? Okay. Interesting. Okay. But yeah. there are days where I just can't go and play Pokemon Go, especially because now we're not there yet, but pretty soon it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be fucking cold. Like it's gonna be pretty fucking cold. Like probably 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like I don't know how many degrees Celsius, but it's like under zero, I think. I think that's how Celsius works. I think. I don't know. I haven't fucking had to convert shit to Celsius since like fucking I don't even know. Probably like the meteorology course that I took in college, which I don't remember shit from because it was online. But I guess that's, that's another thing I could mention too, is that I did kind of have a little bit of freedom when I was at college because it's like there's nobody fucking hovering over my shoulder telling me what to do, telling me what classes to take, telling me where to go. I was just able to do my own thing. So that was nice. And then fucking COVID ruined it. So that was awesome. That was really cool. And now I just got stuck in my room and it's like great. Which I'll actually go back to COVID in a little bit because I want to touch on that as well. But I just, even if I had some freedom, it was never truly freedom that I could exercise all the time. And to an extent, still technically I can't exercise my freedom all the time because I have to deal with, the fact that sometimes my car, maybe I have to take my car into the mechanic or whatever and I can't use it for like 2 days or something. That sucks. Or maybe I don't know. The point is that there still are things that my freedom hinges on, but it's better than not being able to have that freedom or to not exercise that freedom at all. It just feels good to be able to go and do things that I want to do. And this also kind of ties in back to what I was saying about COVID, because the thing is that I graduated from my community college during COVID, and then the thought came of like, okay, well, where do I transfer to? Because it was only a 2-year school, so yeah. So I was like, okay, well, where am I going to transfer to for the 4-year? And I didn't even really want to think about it that much because I didn't really care, and I didn't know what the fuck to do, and I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with my life. But when that happened, I was like, I know more than anything, I don't want to keep doing online. Some online courses, whatever, but I want, especially the courses that I care about the most, I want to do fucking in person, not online. And problem was that if you wanted to do a lot of the in-person stuff kind of around like after COVID, like 2021-ish, you had to be vaccinated. And as I said, parents were kind of crazy. Also, I have no idea what the hell I don't know what the hell that noise was. I don't know what the hell just happened there. But anyways, as I said, oh, what the hell? There's a deer behind my car. Oh my god, what is going on with your antlers? What the hell? That's crazy. I'm gonna take a picture of that. Hold on. Completely off track here. I gotta take a picture of this deer. That's it. That's an interesting deer. Huh. That is an interesting deer. Well, that's a good picture of him. Like he has like antlers, but they're little. I mean, I'm guessing he's still pretty young, but like he has like antlers that are just going straight out, not like up. They're just going straight out. Wow, that's cool. I saw a deer before in my rear view, or in my my left mirror, and I was like, oh, there's a deer over there. But I don't know if that was it or not. Now he's just kind of he's just going around chilling, eating stuff. As I was saying though, before I got interrupted again, so you had to be vaccinated. You had to have the COVID vaccine in order to go to all these college campuses. And my parents were fully in the QAnon rabbit hole. And so they thought the vaccine was fucking poison. Well, I mean, I shouldn't even say thought, because they still kind of believe that. They still think the fucking, the jab, it's gonna fucking poison you. But like, they fucking... It's been like years at this point. It has been years. Years of fucking people being vaccinated. And there's not like fucking billions of people dead because they got injected with a vaccine to help relieve a lot of the COVID stuff. But yeah, it's kind of fucking crazy. But I didn't really know what to do in that regard. And I mean, to be fair, it's not like it was just, oh, I have to be vaccinated that stopped me from going to college. It wasn't just that. But that was like one of the purveying things in my mind was like, I don't know what to do about that, because either I have to like find some sort of workaround, which I don't want to do, because again, I don't know if I'd want to go to like a big college campus when I'm not vaccinated, and I could very easily just get COVID and get fucked. 'Cause I've heard some of the horror stories about COVID, so like I know some people had like long-term effects from it and shit. So I don't want to have to go through that. I would rather be able to get the vaccine. But it's also kind of hard when you just have so much fucking fear-mongering. Like, you're just constantly hearing about how, oh my god, all these people are getting fucking sick because of the vaccine. And, all these people are gonna fucking die. Like, it's crazy. But my point in it all is that I never really had the freedom to actually decide whether I could get it. And I mean, I guess technically I could have gotten it if I really, really wanted to. Because I could have just like walked to fucking a Walgreens or CVS or something and just done it. But I was always scared of doing it because, number one, what if my parents find out? Because that was always the thing that really scared me. It's like, what if they found out and they're like, oh, we gotta fucking fix it. We gotta get rid of the poison. They fucking start, like, trying to get me to take all this shit. Trying to get me to take, like, fucking ivermectin or something. It's like, great. Great. So I didn't want to deal with that. And I also just didn't want to deal with the whole headache of all that. And then who knows if maybe they wouldn't want me going places on my own anymore, because they'd be like, well, you can't be trusted, you might get another fucking vaccine and then you'll turn gay. So it's just kind of something that I was never really able to do. And I still kind of am a little concerned about it. And I never really thought about it that much, because now I feel like the vaccine thing was like years ago at this point. People have kind of moved on, and it's not constantly hearing about the vaccine anymore. But at work, there was like an opportunity recently where it was like, oh, we're gonna have flu and COVID shots on this date, So, and I saw that. I saw like the announcement in our deli, and I was like, should I do that? And I ended up not doing it because number one, I wasn't actually scheduled to be there yet. Like, I started working after all that. So, I didn't want to have to deal with that. And, I also didn't want to deal with the fact that, like, I'd have to work afterwards. That sounds like it's probably not fun, especially because for other people it'd be like, you know, just a booster. But for me, it would be like my first one. It would probably kick my ass, to be honest. I'd probably be so fucked up. I was pretty fucked up yesterday at work, to be honest. Like, I don't know what happened. It was like a very slow day. And then I took a bathroom break and I came back and my mind was just poof. Like, I spent 10 minutes trying to get the slicer arm off. And I'm like, the slicer arm's not coming off. So I go and I ask my coworker, like, hey, I can't get the slicer arm off. I don't know what's wrong with it. And he comes, he looks at it, he tries to get it off. Okay, it's not coming off. He zeroes the slicer, and it comes off, and I was like, oh my god. I forgot to zero the slicer. Like, my brain just poofed. I don't know what happened yesterday. It was fucking... It was so bad. It was so bad. But my whole point in most of that, I don't know why that guy just like pulled up behind me and then he just left. Actually, maybe he was dropping that guy off. I don't know. But my whole point is that I can't imagine if that happened, and then also on top of that, I was dealing with having 2 fucking shots just injected into me. Probably wouldn't be fun. So I was like, it's probably better to save it for a day where I'm not gonna be working and I'm not gonna be near blades that could potentially slice the tip of my finger off or worse. So that's why I did not go through with that. But I think in the very near future, I probably will. Maybe next weekend, maybe I'll finally get it done. I don't know if I'm gonna get the flu shot. Flu shot to me, I mean, it is probably good to get, but like, yeah. But definitely I feel like I should at least get the COVID vaccine, probably. I know it's kind of like been 5 years at this point, but I mean, hey, just like I've said, that was pretty much been the theme of my life at this point, or theme of the past couple months at this point. It's better late than never. You know, maybe it's like 5 years too late, but hey, at least I get it, right? At least I don't never get it. So, but yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. And again, like I kind of mentioned in that other video where I was talking about how like I was thinking about trying to just get some therapy, which it's not something I really need that desperately, but like I feel like I've always kind of, it's always been something I probably should have done at some point. I never did. And I kind of regret, or not regret, but like I kind of always wanted to and I never really, or not wanted to, but I always felt like it was something that could be helpful to me, especially because before, like, I mean, now my mental's in a much better spot, but like there were times where my mental was totally fucked and I was just like, man, what the fuck am I doing? So it's nice that now my mental is not all fucked up, but it still is maybe just a tiny bit fucked up, and I could probably use a little bit of help with that. So that's the thing. But before it was like, okay, well, how am I gonna fucking do that? Because I mean, I guess I had the free time to do it. I didn't have to worry about scheduling it in between my my fucking what's it called? My work schedule. But I didn't have the money, so it's like, okay, how am I gonna fucking pay for it? But now I have the money and stuff, so now I could just be like, hell yeah, I'll just go. I could literally pay for it out of pocket. So don't even need to bother with insurance, which is another thing I've been a little concerned about in regards to a lot of the medical stuff that I just mentioned. I'm worried that if I use the insurance, that they're probably gonna find out. My parents are probably gonna find out. So that's why I might not use the insurance, even though I have the insurance card on me. I might just not and just pay whatever out of pocket because yeah. But the point of everything I've been saying is that it just kind of feels good to have freedom. And it really just kind of hit me today, because today was one of those days where it's just have to deal with a lot of loudness and annoyance early on. And I was just like, fuck, man. I really don't want to deal with this. But before it was like, okay, well, I guess I'll go walk at the park for a while. But now it's like, well, I can go drive wherever I want to. So if I want to go to the mall, if I want to go to some store, if I want to go to a restaurant, if I want to just go to a park, whatever park I want to, I can just go. I don't have to worry anymore about not being able to go places. And even if it rains, or even if it fucking snows, I mean, I don't really want to drive in the snow, but if I have to drive in the snow, I can. But now I can do whatever the fuck I want. And that's a good thing. So I think that honestly it's just good to have so much freedom. But I definitely still need to keep working on getting I can't even think the right my brain's malfunctioning now. I need to be able to continue to exercise that freedom. And I think a lot of that comes from confidence, which for a while my confidence kind of went down a little bit, but it's been going back up a lot recently, and I'm trying my hardest to just do more things and be less afraid to take risks, you know? Even stuff that's basic. It's like, oh, talk to this coworker that you don't really talk to much. Like, it's something that for a while I wasn't doing, but I'm trying to do it, even if it's not the easiest thing in the world. Even if sometimes maybe I don't execute it perfectly. Like, this is one guy at work, and I've seen him around, and he comes in the deli, and I figured he was probably a closing manager, but I didn't know. And I don't even know his name. I still don't know his name. I mean, he seems like an alright guy, but I was like, I have no idea who this guy is. So I'm guessing he's the closing manager, but I wasn't sure if I would get to know. So there was one day where we finished everything in the deli, and I saw him, and I had seen him before too. I talked to him like very briefly before in the deli. So I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, you're the closing manager, right?" He was like, "Oh, yeah, you're the deli guy, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." So talked to him for just like a minute, but it's kind of one of those things where before I never would have even tried to take that risk, and I never would have had so much freedom as I do now. So I'm just really thankful for the freedom that I have to do stuff. And it's not really about American freedoms or freedom of speech or any of that. It's just about the fact that now I can do the things I want to do and be more of the person I want to be and not hold myself back so much. Because I feel like I would hold myself back a lot. Even if old me was at this job, number one, I would not feel confident. Like, I wouldn't have started slicing the second week. Because it is kind of scary. Like, it's a fucking blade. And especially, there's some stuff that you're not really supposed to do. Like, there's a grip that you're supposed to use to move the arm back and forth. But for certain things, you kind of don't use that, which, like, you're technically not supposed to do. But, like, how the fuck am I supposed to slice American cheese, for example? How the fuck am I supposed to slice American cheese when if I put the fucking little guard on it, it fucking, like, tilts? I learned that one the first couple weeks. Like, it doesn't fucking work. You can't use the fucking guard. So you have to hold it with your hand. Or at least, like, kind of hold it with your, kind of like, you hold, like, the back part of the area in front of the grip, which is like this little, like, metal plate. So, like, your hand isn't really near the blade still, but yeah, it's just that sort of stuff I never would have been able to do before. I would have been fucking terrified, and instead, my coworker's like, "Hey, do you want to try it?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I've seen my other coworkers do it a bunch. I'll try it." And I tried it, and just I was able to do it. And then it just kind of became natural. So that sort of confidence, I think, is really the first step into being able to get that freedom. And I guess also something I probably should have mentioned too is that I am kind of lucky to an extent, because I had a car that was just sitting there that I could drive, but I just never exercised the freedom. Some people don't get that luxury, and they can't really have that freedom. So I'm kind of lucky in that sense as well, that I already had the ability to have the freedom. I just needed to be able to exercise it. But it was really just mainly about that confidence to be able to exercise the freedom, and I couldn't do it for so long. And now here I am, actually exercising that freedom to an extent. And I honestly, I feel pretty happy about it. I'm just glad that I'm not fucking sitting in that room still, because I know I'd be losing my mind if I was still in that room. So glad. I don't know. Do I have anything else to really say? Not really. I mean, I basically said my piece here. I'm just happy to be free, and it's not even in an MURICA type of way, but just in a, I am an adult that has my own free will and can do whatever the hell I want. Like, if I wanted to fucking drop $1,000 on fucking, I don't know, like some fucking sculpture, I could. Who the fuck's gonna tell me no? I could do it. Well, the government's gonna fucking tell me I can't buy a sculpture? There probably are sculptures that the government doesn't let you buy. I don't know though. But point is that I'm just happy to have that freedom, because it just feels so much better than before. And I would say, if you don't have that level of freedom, if you can't just leave and do something else and be able to actually be yourself, then maybe it's best to just get out of that situation. I was thinking about it a lot too before, when I was initially thinking I might want to talk about this. It kind of almost reminded me of, I guess, how it is for like an abusive relationship. Because you always hear people say, that, oh, you know, you gotta get out of that relationship. You gotta be free, because, you know, in an abusive relationship, they tend to restrict your freedom. And I kind of feel like that, yeah, this, I guess, feels a little bit similar to that, where I just want to be myself and talk to the people I want to talk to, and do the things I want to do, go the places I want to go, and I don't want people telling me what I can't do. You know, I will also say, it is ironic, because I'm just parked here, and I see a house in the distance over there, and there's actually a sign. I mean, seems like they're Republicans, so, you know, as I said, Republicans, they love their freedom, although certain freedoms I don't like, like the right to do what you want to do with your body, aka, you know, getting an abortion. They don't like that one. But back to what I was saying. They seem like they're probably more on the right, and there's a flag there, and it actually says freedom, which I didn't just notice until like 2 minutes ago, and it's kind of fucking ironic. There's a sign, or a fucking flag. I've never even noticed that flag before. It says fucking freedom on it. Back to the Americans and the freedom. We've come full circle. But from what I was actually saying, oh, my Pokemon Go Plus stopped. Back to what I was actually saying. Yeah, I think freedom is probably one of the most important things in life, I guess. It's important to feel like you're free and you can do whatever the hell you want. And if you can't, well, you should probably try and change the situation. Sometimes it's not easy, but sometimes it just kind of takes one little thing to just spark everything. For me, it was just having the confidence to actually talk to that girl, and then, yeah. But for other people, might be different. I don't know. Maybe it's just, for some people, it's getting a car, or even just, I don't know, a bike or something, maybe. Or for some people, it might be, I don't know. What else could inhibit freedom? Maybe leaving a friend group or something. I don't know. I did actually leave a friend group, which I feel like I've talked about it. Maybe, I can't remember if I've actually uploaded a video talking about it or not. But I did leave, or well, not leave, but I kind of just stopped going into a friend group as much. That was the main place I would be all the fucking time. And, you know, it kind of sucks because I'm not really talking to as many people anymore. But on the other hand, I find myself having a lot more free time now to, or well, maybe not free time is the right word, but a lot more time to spend doing the things I actually want to do instead of doing just playing fucking games and shit. So that's awesome. I like that. I like being able to do more of the stuff that I want to do and be more of the person that I want to be. And I'm still kind of figuring all of that out still, because there is a lot that's not there is a lot that's difficult to understand about who the fuck I even am anymore. But I'm learning, and I'm continuing to try and evolve and become a better person. I guess that's ultimately what matters. But I think freedom, just being able to have some freedom, was a big part of that. And if I didn't have this freedom, I never would have been able to really start this channel and do the things that I do here, because I would have just I never would have been so free. So, in that sense, I'm pretty glad about how things have turned out. Trying to think if there's really anything. It's almost went for an hour. That's crazy. Wanted to like do multiple. Now I don't know. It's already been an hour. It's gonna be a little difficult, but maybe I'll do it. I don't know. But I guess this is probably where I end things for this one, because I want to maybe record something else too. We'll see. But I don't have much else to say other than just, if you don't have freedom, then I would definitely advise trying to get it. Because, yeah, it's nice to have freedom to do the things I want to do. And, yeah, I mean, it's nice to have freedom. It's nice to be free. It's nice to feel like I can do whatever the hell I want and not have people that stop me from being able to do that. So, yeah, I guess I don't really have much else to say. Yeah, I guess that's it.